Maternal death or maternal mortality is defined by the World Health Organization as the death of a woman while pregnant or within 42 days of termination of pregnancy, irrespective of the duration and site of pregnancy, from any cause related to or aggravated by the pregnancy or its management, but not accidental or incidental causes.
According to the United Nations Population Fund 2017 report, this is equivalent to about 1 woman every 2 minutes, and for every woman who dies, 20 or 30 encounter complications with serious or long-lasting consequences. Most of these deaths and injuries are entirely preventable.
Healthcare practitioners are more likely to ignore the needs from Black women than any other races. More women die in the U.S. from pregnancy-related complications than in any other developed country. The U.S. is the only industrialized nation with a rising maternal mortality rate, and between 2000 and 2014, there was a 26% increase in the maternal mortality rate. Racial disparities in maternal mortality are huge. Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die from a pregnancy-related complication than non-Hispanic white women.
Serena Williams is a great example. After giving birth, Williams knew that she had developed a blood clot, something she was very familiar with getting. She not only diagnosed herself, but went as far as telling the nurses what medicine and the treatment she needed. The nurses completely wrote her off and didn't take her seriously whatsoever. In the end, Serena was right and she got the treatment she needed, but her story could have ended tragically if she had not advocated for herself.
Black women have less quality care in the healthcare system. When asked why this is the case, we have to look at stereotypes, income differences, and less lifetime access to healthcare in non-white communities.
Some people say that the unique stereotypes of Black American women, because of their strong racial and gender identity, is what is possibly contributing to persistent, disproportionately high rates of poor sexual and reproductive health outcomes among Black women in the United States. Black Americans experience an infant mortality rate that is more than twice as high as that expected by white Americans.
A stereotype is an image or a set of characteristics that a lot of people believe represent a particular type of person or thing. The use of stereotypes is a major way in which we simplify our social world, since they reduce the amount of thinking we have to do when we meet a new person. By stereotyping, we assume that a person has all the characteristics and abilities that we associate with all members of the group.
People's preconceived stereotypes can lead to racial profiling, another huge social issue.
Racial profiling is when law enforcement officials target individuals for suspicion of crime based on the individual's race, ethnicity, religion, or national origin.
Implicit biases are the stereotypes and prejudices that reside and operate in our minds outside of conscious awareness. One commonly held stereotype associates minorities, particularly Blacks, with crime. Many people explicitly repudiate that stereotype, but it is pervasive in our culture, so we're all aware of it. Our unconscious is not good at distinguishing between associations that we approve of and those we don't, so merely having the two concepts, Black and crime, associated in our memories causes one to be automatically activated in our thoughts when the other is presented.
An example of this is that the participants were found to fire on an armed target more quickly when the target was African American rather than white. Overall, one can see that the concept of maternal mortality that we learned in class can be connected to a wide variety of extremely prevalent social issues, such as racial profiling and stereotypes.
Once we are aware of these issues, we can begin to become more aware of our unconscious biases and stereotypes that we didn't even realize we had. This is important to do because as more people disassociate these stereotypes, the issues that come from them, such as maternal mortality, will be eliminated over time.